Hello guys, so in this tutorial we are going to be designing this red toe post, and let's just start a new part file. And this is a millimeter, so change your units to millimeters and click OK. The first thing I always try to look for is anytime I look at a part like this can look like this could be revolved, but we know that is not a revolved part because one, when you look at the dimensions, you don't see any diameter symbol on it, and two, this is the front view and this is the left side view, and when you look at this view you can pretty much see this part projected from this left side to this side. So knowing that, the other thing I always try to look at is the hidden lines, just to see how the hidden lines are constructed on both views. So anyway, that's just like quick tips of what I always do. And according to your instructor's instructions, you need to make the left side view as the new top view. So this is the left side view, and he wants you to make this view the top view. So click on the top plane and sketch, and we're just going to do like a center rectangle starting at the origin point, something like this, and we are going to add a dimension is 68. So what we are drawing is this part up here, so we are drawing this piece up here. That's the first one we're drawing, 68, and going down is 80, which is right here. And now we are just going to go to feature, extrude, and we are going to extrude it 38. Good. So the next one we are going to do is click on this face and sketch. Now we are going to draw this piece coming out like that. We're going to ignore this one. We're just going to draw this piece coming out. So again, this time you can do a corner rectangle. So click in any corner and ending at that corner, so you have something like this. And now just add your dimension from this line to this line is going to be which is from here to here is going to be 25. So that's what we have. Feature, extrude, and we are going to extrude it back, which is 143 minus 38, which gives us 105, and click OK. Good. So the next thing we're going to do is click this face. So if we go number 2, click this face, sketch, and what we want to do is draw this little piece over here. So again, we can use the corner rectangle and draw something like this from this corner there, and we know that from this top down to this is going to be 45, and this part is 19, and those dimensions are here, and it is 4. The thickness is 4, and we have something like that. And what we're going to do is feature, extrude in the other direction, and we're going to extrude it through all. So, and click OK. Good. So the next thing we're going to do is now click on this face and sketch, and number 2. So notice how my origin point is, so make sure you are clicking on the right face. So make sure it is this face, and your origin point should be, when you go number 2, your origin point should be pointing this way. So just draw, and now we are drawing this piece over here, this piece on the back. So draw a line coming down this way, down, and something like that. Just draw something like this, and now add another line from here to here, and make this line a construction line. So this line represents this little cut. We are not going to cut it now, but later on we're going to cut it, but we're just going to leave this construction line in there for now, just so later on when we cut it, just to get our dimension. So let's add our dimension from the top to this point is 90. So from this point to this top is going to be 90. The dimension from here, the angle dimension from there to there is 30, and this line, the dimension for this line is 50. And this line and this line is perpendicular to each other, which is right there, and we can make this line a horizontal line. So everything is fully defined. So you should have something like this: 90, 30, perpendicular, and 50. It's good. So once you have that, we are just going to extrude it, and we are going to extrude it 80. So the distance from this side to that side, which is up there. So feature, extrude, in the other direction, 80. And click OK. Good. So now that sketch we just made, so if we go normal to that sketch, that feature we just made, show the sketch, and click on this face, and sketch. Then we are going to convert entity, these two lines. You can convert entity, or you can just draw another on your sketch on those points, and we are going to add another line over here. So now we can hide this sketch because we don't need it, and we're just going to feature, extrude cut up to next, and click OK. Good. So now if I go normal to, we have this, so which is this part, and our part is slowly coming together. And the next thing we need to do is come to this side, and again, just to make sure we're on the right part, if I click on the top plane, you can see the view, what it looks like, which is this view. This is what your instructor wants to be the top plane, which is what we're looking at over here. So we're going to come to this side, and I'm just going to go normal to, and click this face and sketch, and I'm just going to go normal to. So when you click normal to, it should rotate this way, and just draw a center rectangle somewhere over here. So it doesn't matter where you put it, so I'm just going to bring it down. Make sure this line and this line is coincident, so that line and that edge, make them collinear. And the dimension from here to the center is 38, and that dimension is right here, 38, and the dimension for this is 43, so that will be right here. And the dimension for this is 24, because it's 12 on each side, so the total dimension will be 24. So we have that. So all we're going to do is go to feature, extrude cut, and select up to surface, and we are going to extrude cut it to this surface, because if you look at it, the hidden line goes in over here. Let me zoom in so you can see it. This is what we're cutting in. The hidden line goes in and it stops right on this edge. That is why we are extruding it to this surface. Click OK. Good. So we have that cut in. So now click on this top face and sketch, and I'm gonna go normal to. And what you want to do is just start from this point, draw a line coming out, and draw a line coming this way for now. Draw another line. So we want to draw a line over here. Starting somewhere over here, it doesn't really matter. Just draw something like this for now. Something like this. So something that goes at an angle. And draw a line coming down this way, and make sure that line is touching that point. So just something like this. Yeah, so the line should be coincident with this edge, and the line should be touching this. and also make sure this point and this line are vertical to each other. So and make sure that point is coincident with this edge. So you should have something like this. So now we're going to add another line over here and just close it. So you should have a profile like this, and what we are doing is we are drawing this piece over here. It goes at an angle. That's what you're looking at. If you look at this hidden line over here, this hidden line over here, and this hidden line over here is this piece over here. So it would be clear to you once we cut it. So the next thing you want to do is add your dimension. So from this line, not the back line, this second line to this point is going to be 76, and that dimension is over here, right here, 76. From this point to this point, the dimension is going to be 12. So make sure you have something like that. And the only thing we need to do now is make sure this is coincident with this line. This point is coincident with this edge, this outside edge. So and this line should be fully defined. Then just add a dimension over here. You can make it 25, so that way this sketch is all fully defined. So you should have something like this, and it looks something like that from the top. I don't know if you can see it. So once you have that, go to feature, extrude cut, and we're going to extrude cut through all the way down, and click OK. Good. So now we have that cut. So if we go to the top plane, and if I change this view now just to the hidden line, and you can see that line that I was talking about, which is right here, it goes all the way over here, and we have our angle. So if I also change to this side, and you can see the two lines, the two hidden lines, which is the ones we just made. And moving on, so the next thing we're going to do is cut the slot, which is a square, 19 square. So click on this face and sketch, normal 2, and just draw a kind of like, come down to this and draw a 3-point corner rectangle. So just draw something like this, draw a line coming down and something like that. And this line and that line are going to be parallel to each other. That's the first thing you'll do. And this line to this line, the dimension is going to be 19, and that is right here. From this point to that point is 19, and the square, the rectangle itself is 19, also 19. And we have the dimension. All we need to do is just fully define our sketch. So you can just add some dimensions to it. So I'll make that 12, and I'll add another dimension to this just to fully define it. These dimensions are not critical, but we want to add this dimension to make sure that this is sticking out of the part. So now we have that. We're going to go to the feature, extrude cut. We're going to change it to 19. And click OK. Good. So again, if I go normal 2, so our top plane, that's what we're looking at. And the next thing we need to do is add our fillet. So there's a fillet here and a fillet there, which is 6. So the radius is 6. And I'm just going to, if the sides are the same, I always just use one fillet to add everything. So the radius is 6, so I'm just going to add the fillet over there. And on this end, we have a chamfer, which is right here. So click on the chamfer, 6 by 45, change that dimension to 6, and click this edge, and add your chamfer and click OK. Good. So we are pretty much done with the basic part of this, the basic shape of this part. So we just need to start adding our holes and we'll be done. So the first one we're going to do is add this hole. So click on the hole wizard and we want to select this hole, this one over here. Then first of all we need to place the location of the hole. So select this face and select this point and add 2 points there for the hole. So let me zoom in so you can see it. So press escape just to deselect any of those points and select those 2 points and make them horizontal to each other. And once you've done that, we need to add our dimension. So from this edge to that point is going to be 28.5, and from this edge to this point is going to be 19, and the dimension is over here, and from this point to that point is going to be 30.5. So once we have those perimeters, we have the locations for the hole. Click, then come back to the type tab. We've selected that one, and all we need to do is come down and select. For the first one, we want to select the 21.5. I don't know why I couldn't speak there. Sorry. So we're going to go down and look for the 21.5. So change this to the drill size, and you should be able to see the 21.5 over here. So just scroll down all the way down. It should be somewhere in here. There you go, 21.5, and we just need to change this to blind, and the distance is 118. So make it 118 and click OK. So make sure it's 21.5 and 118 and click OK. So I'm going to improve my image quality because that's kind of like a little bit jagged. And so again, click on the hole wizard and position, select this face and just add 2 points. You can add 2 points anywhere, it doesn't matter. Then now select the point and this circular edge and make it concentric, and do the same thing for this and make it concentric, because that circle is on the same way. We're going to add the one for the 16. Click OK and come to your type tab, and we still have the same thing, but the only thing we're going to do is change this to true all and change the size now to 16.5. So let's look for 16.5 right here and click OK. So if I look at it, we have it going through all and click OK. Good. So the next one we're going to do is add this hole over here, which is a M10 by 1.5, and the distance is 10. So we are going to select the hole wizard, select again identify. So let's just another thing we can do is select our hole first. So select this over here and come down to asymmetric bottom tapped hole, and change this to 10 M10 1.5, M10 1.5, and we want to change this to blind and change this dimension to 10. So once we have that, let's go to the position and select this face, just to identify the face. Then click again just to place your hole. Then now we can add a dimension from here to here, which is 38, and from this edge to that point is going to be 12, which is right here. And going back to the tab, make sure your values are still the same and click OK. Good. So we have it, and the last one we need to add is this hole over here. So again, click on the hole wizard, and the values are still the same for our holes because we are using the M10. It's the M10 by 1.5, and we're just going to change this value to up to next. Change this value to up to next because right here it does tell you that this goes to the slot, so which is up to next. And the next thing we're just going to do is come to the position and click this face, and I'm just going to go normal to. So click a point over there and click a point, press escape just to deselect any of those points. So now, or click anywhere just to deselect those points. So I'm just going to draw a line from this point to this point and make that line a construction line, and click that line and this edge and make that line parallel to that edge. So you have something like that, and the dimension from here to here is going to be 10, which is over here, and the dimension from this point to this point is going to be 14, and the dimension from this point to that point is going to be 25. So we have everything fully defined, and go back to the type tab, make sure your value is still the same, and click OK. And there you go, we have this part and it is all done. So a good way to verify it, like what I always do, is if I come down here and show the hidden line, I know it's a little bit rough, but you can see it the way it is. The lines are going where they need to go. So, and if I move it to this side, you can also see it over here, and everything looks good. Anyway, that's how you make this part. I like it. It is a good exercise, and please make sure that you verify the dimensions to make sure I have everything right, because sometimes when I'm working too fast I may have missed something. But anyway, thank you, and I will see you in the next tutorial. Bye.